Hello and welcome to our first ever Wisdom Talks, everybody, where we chat with our fellow Wisdomites about work, about life, about everything in between. Today, we're talking about mental health, the company going remote, and how we're all dealing with this pandemic. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We have Ryan with us. Ryan, say hi.
Hi, everyone.
We have Dhaval.
Hello.
And we have Namrata.
Hi.
And there's me. Hi, Lavanya. So before we get into it, why don't we just all go around and talk about what we do here at WisdmLabs? Who wants to go first?
So I'll start.
Yeah.
So I'm Ryan and I'm the product manager for Illumine and the group registration plugin for LearnDash. I particularly work with the products team under the LearnDash portfolio.
Good job. Very interviewing.
That's how you do introduction to all the newcomers, no? So I have like this one thing.
Okay, so I'm going to joke here, Ryan.
So,
have you been preparing this for interviews that you've been giving?
No.
Oh, tea.
Oh, and you have your manager, Dhaval, okay, on the call now.
Dhaval take notes.
Dhaval is noted it. Dhaval, like, first person to laugh before even I completed the sentence. He's like,
Namrata, why don't you go next?
Oh, okay. So the first thing that I thought of was that, okay, what I do at WisdmLabs, I've been trying to figure that out for the past 6 years. I've not been able to figure it out yet. But my job description says that what? No, that is my answer, Dhaval. That's my answer. Okay? So my job description says that I'm supposed to be leading the content team, but that is what it is. But I don't know what.
Everything. You're our mother hen in the whole marketing content team.
See, Samiksha, now other people are calling me old because of you. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Dhaval.
Currently working with products, yes.
That's your answer, currently working with products?
I used to do a lot of things. Currently, I'm working with products. That's one benefit of the pandemic, that I know exactly now
what you're doing.
what I'm doing, yes.
Great. So me, I work with the content and social media teams in the marketing team at WisdmLabs, I guess. Same, I don't know exactly what I do. That's what my job profile says. So, yeah. So
Life at Wisdom.
Life at Wisdom. Yeah. You wear a lot of hats, right? At Wisdom. You do everything.
Yeah.
So how is everyone doing with the whole remote working thing that we're doing currently?
I couldn't hear the last bit.
The remote working thing that we're doing currently.
It's going
It's like it starts off with a depressing question, right? So I'm like immediately depressed. I'm like, why? Like, why are we working remotely? Like, when will this end? When will I go to office? When will I be around adults? Right? Yeah.
Oh, right.
Namrata was working remotely before the pandemic.
I know.
You got an year or so to work in office.
But then, so office was like my break. Yeah. I used to go to office like for a break. And now there are no more breaks.
I said that.
But that's so nice, right? Like usually we go for breaks from the office. Namrata comes to office for a break. Boss life, right? Really? No, but then how has your life changed since you're working remote? I mean, obviously we can't see friends and we can't see our colleagues. But then how has like your work like specifically changed since the lockdown?
More work.
Yeah.
It's just going on and on and on.
We don't know when it ends. Yeah. It does not end on weekends. It does not end at 8. Yeah. It does not end.
Yeah. Right? And that's like hard.
Dhaval, you're like, that was my life before the pandemic. Nothing has changed now.
No, so that's not the issue. Actually, I like some part of it. So I have, I have a very nice desk setup with nice 2 screens and everything. So I like that part. the office mate was like taking the laptop and moving from between teams, इधर से उधर ऐसा घूमना पड़ता, which was fun. That was fun, but even this is good for me. What
But you could
I
have,
don't
you could have gotten your steps when moving from meeting to meeting, 10,000 steps goal. You could have
yeah,
fulfilled.
that I achieved, but there was no output.
Because then you used to order more in office. You used to order more food in office.
Yes.
Do you guys feel that there's more structure to your work day now that you're working remote and everything is on base
Yes,
camp?
definitely yes.
Yeah.
Yes, much more structured. Yes.
What about the rest? No. It's just
Okay. No. No.
Structure, yes,
Not
but,
structured.
structure, yes, but then you don't know when it ends. It's difficult to like stop.
it is. Because there's no like clock, right?
Turn off.
Yeah, there's no like 9.5 hours done. Let's go home. Now we'll do it later.
No, there's no. Yeah, when you change your place, it's like you know that now you don't have to think about work, but there's no change in place.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're always at work.
Right?
Yeah.
I
You
do
guys-
that actually. I actually do that. So there's one room where I work and I go out and yeah. So I think that helps. Yes.
So what I do is there's one room where I do office work, and then there's this other room where I do house cover work. Kitchen. So yeah.
Oh, I will
So-
anything to say to that.
But that just brings me to the point where there must be so many people like you, I'm sure, even my mother, or that for as a matter of fact, she also she calls and tells me that it is difficult, घर का भी सारा चीजें याद रखना, then office का भी things to remember and stuff, and it's amazing how you guys pull it off.
The balance, right? Finding
Yeah, the balance.
There's no balance. You're assuming that there's a balance. There's no balance, right? So it's like I'm suffocating, and it's like I'm floating. Okay, help me. That's where I am right now. So I'm not I'm like there, barely managing. But yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that completely because at one point when I was still back in Pune, I was living alone without any help. So I had to clean, I had to cook, I had to do work and do everything. And honestly, not everything got done. I cleaned like once a week, I think. And there was like dust everywhere, there was dust everywhere. Nothing could be done. I cooked because I had to feed myself, right? And Maggie was
Yeah.
instant noodles were like what I did for most nights. Because after like 8 hours, 9 hours of work, you're like, I cannot go into the kitchen and cook a coherent meal, right? It's hard. You don't have the mental energy to do it.
Yeah.
So then how are we managing just with Maggie every day?
I was doing Maggie, I was doing a lot of eggs, and and bread with bread sandwiches. Yeah, I was doing that. And if the once in a blue moon, if I feel like, okay, I need to eat like healthy food today, then I'll make. I learned how to cook in the pandemic. That was one plus point though. It's not great, but it won't kill you. I think that's an achievement. What skills did you guys pick up during this pandemic?
Why are you just going on asking these depressing questions? Like seriously. No skills. Okay, no skills before pandemic, no skills during pandemic, no skills after pandemic. Survival skills, yes, maybe, but barely. Yeah. Oh, I built patience. Does that count?
Yes, that counts. That counts. Completely counts.
Patience. I am very patient. It ends there.
I cooked. I cooked a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, I asked my mom for, because at one point I was also doing Maggie eggs and stuff. But at one point I wanted to eat like chicken and stuff, right? So now everyone was saying don't order and stuff like that. So I was making my mom voice note her chicken recipe. She makes these 3-4 kinds of chicken curries. So I was making her voice note it and I was cooking it every night.
But that's good. That's really good.
Yes.
The problem is when I'm idle, then I get like extremely lethargic and bored. So I was like, why not just cook? Maybe I'll learn, which I didn't. I still have to listen to the voice notes and do it.
So, but Yeah, the end product, you can eat it, right? People can eat it. Humans can eat it.
I killed the butter chicken with you.
Oh, nice.
You were the only person eating it, right?
No, my roommates.
Okay. They're alive?
They survived?
Yeah.
They didn't get COVID.
So yeah, it's been hard on all of us, right? Not seeing our friends and not going out. And especially because we had all like active social lives before the pandemic, and then it
Again,
all
assumption.
Okay, but more than we have now, right? And it's all suddenly came.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really hard for us, right? Like mentally dealing with all of that.
Lavanya, we also didn't have any kind of social life. It was just you, me, Sana eating pani puri every second.
See, that is still better than what we have now.
Yeah.
At least we used to go out of the office to eat pani puri, right? That was at least one thing we did. Now, office doesn't end. It's just office all the time. So when am I supposed to eat pani puri? Also, I can't get pani puri because you can't order food.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
It all comes down to food.
Yeah, I think this entire episode is just going to be us lamenting the fact that we cannot eat food from outside.
So then we can draw like a direct conclusion, right? If you get good food, then no mental health issue.
No, let's not say that. I don't think that's something to say.
I think it could be true, but then I could say it. Yeah.
Like I will completely agree to it.
Yeah.
In fact.
Like maybe I wouldn't be as excited about the vaccine as much as I would be about going to a restaurant that I want to go to and haven't been to in a very long time.
But
so
do you guys?
Sad life.
Yeah, true. It's been hard. It's been tough. This year has been like a dumpster fire, garbage year. But do you guys talk about this to your friends and your family and tell them that not just in a way of shitty or what is happening, blah blah, but I'm actually struggling and I'm actually not able to concentrate because this is a lot and I'm anxious all the time. Do you guys talk to your friends and family about things like that?
Can I answer it? Anyone wants to answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was finding it difficult because when I was working, I wasn't knowing when to end. So it was the dedicated time that I used to use to talk to my mom and dad before the pandemic, because 8:30 baje, I go home and then I have this one dedicated hour. But here I was not like with that time was getting compromised. So yeah, I definitely spoke to them about it. This is how it's happening, and probably I'm sorry about that, and I'll give you more time and stuff. So I think it's important because if I was just delaying it and not talking about it, they were feeling that probably I'm detaching or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And how did they take it? Like how was their response?
So they actually related because they are both working. So my dad also was like, yeah, 10:30 I'm taking all the time and stuff like that. And similarly with mom, so they understood where I was coming from, and it was simple that way. So it's about to communicate it because that creates misconceptions, especially between family and friends.
Yeah, because you're not being rude, right? You're not trying to be distant. You're actually just really busy and really struggling and stressed. And your family needs to know that. And it's really good that you have a really understanding family. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
Do you guys talk to your family about it? No.
Dhaval, maybe you want to go. You want to answer?
Yeah, not with family actually, but surely with friends. Because it was not that I was struggling or anything, but it was just that
it gets to
where
you.
no, it's just a feeling where that they are also going through the same thing, and you just tend to comfort each other, saying that. Yeah, but a lot of times these conversations came down to what to do. In the initial days, it was more about like it was filled with anxiety of what do I do in case of emergency. That was the first thought. कि अरे हो गया तो क्या करने का?
Yeah.
Yeah. So precautions was one thing that we used to talk about a lot, but हो गया तो क्या करने का was a big topic. And yeah, I mean, fortunately अभी तक तो नहीं हुआ पूरे किसी ग्रुप में. So we initially we used to have calls almost on a fortnightly basis. So twice a month we had a call, our entire group of friends. But eventually that faded. फिर बाद में once a month हो गया, and I don't think so we have spoken in last 1 or 2 months.
But isn't that what?
Yeah, I started going out like a month back, I guess.
But going out to like friends' places, maybe, right? And
Yeah,
or like yeah, not like outside to crowded public places.
not to restaurants. Yeah.
Now that's better actually. Now that you get to meet people. Before, when it was a complete lockdown and we were all stuck at home, I think. What were you guys? How were you guys dealing with it? Was it whiskey? Was it a lot of Netflix? What were you guys doing?
Silently crying in bed. You missed that. You missed that.
I didn't want to bring it up. I thought that'd be too depressing to talk about.
No, there was a lot of uncertainty, right? Like Dhaval said, like what will happen, when will this end? Or I know he was talking about what would happen if somebody would get it, but more than that, it was just for me. It was when will this end?
Yeah.
And not knowing was the difficult part.
Yeah, I think everyone's in a limbo right now. Even I had the same issue because there was no surety of anything, and especially since my parents were not living in India and I was alone. I was like, what if I get it? What if I get it and there's nobody to take care of me? Then what will I do, right? And how will I manage? How will I do everything? So yeah, even the same thing that Dhaval did, making a plan with friends. Like, okay, if I get it, like you have to help me, and then you have to come to the hospital. Making a plan kind of was a coping mechanism of sorts, right, to deal with the anxiety of
Yeah.
what happens if you get it. That's scary. It was, and especially in the beginning, it was really scary because everyone was dying left and right. You heard all these rumors and big talks, and nobody knew actually what the virus was. It was hard. Yeah. And I personally had phases where I was just not talking to anybody because I was extremely busy doing everything with at work, and there was no time left at the end of the day. And then also I was just like, I don't want to talk to anybody right now, and I just want
Yeah,
to.
I faced that. I didn't want to
Yeah.
talk to people because
Yeah.
the calls.
Yeah.
So I play a lot on the PlayStation. So I had bought the PlayStation before just before the pandemic. So it helped me sail through the pandemic. But then because we were all day on calls and then also working, so it was just getting irritating to stare at a screen.
Yeah.
So I had to reduce it.
So that's a good thing, good habit that came out of. I don't think I reduced my screen time. I think my screen time went up by a lot. I was even after work, what is there to do? You watch Netflix. That's all there is to do, right? It has to be on a screen. No,
It's better than looking at the faces of people around.
at one point, yes. I'm not even like lying about this. What about like talking to your bosses about it? Because work is a big part of what causes stress during the pandemic and all. Because it's hard, right? With the economy and everything, it's a lot of pressure. You're working late hours. You don't know when to stop. So, what about talking to your bosses and your workplace friends about how work is affecting your mental health? Do you guys do that?
It has been actually good to communicate because I think in our team Pegasus we were having this thing where we were talking one on one with our team lead for an hour, and it was just to talk. So just knowing the team better for team building purposes. So that was good. You get to share whatever you want, and you feel you're working in a safe environment, and I think that is important for especially people who are say going through issues and want to want to feel that they're working in a safe environment. So yeah, that was good.
Right. And Dhaval and Namrata, you're both managers. So I think, how do you guys talk to your team about things like that? And how do you guys ensure that your team is feeling safe at work and they're being, because obviously you can't function properly if you're not well mentally, right? If you're not in the right place mentally, the work is also not great. So how do you guys maybe bring that into your team?
Dhaval, you want to go?
Initially, we had two scrubs to start the day and to end the day. So yeah, so the best part was that we were having enough face time with each other, at least virtually. So which was good. And I think once or twice a week, we had these small gaming sessions where there was this online game. It is pretty close to Pictionary.
Okay.
But yeah. We used to play that, and that went throughout the team, as in not just our team, but the entire products team. So that was fun. Uh, we did not the issue that we faced. I think rather I thought we would face is basically communication, because initially it was like just walking up to someone's desk and talking and getting things done. Abhi aisa nahi tha. Abhi it was like we have to check if they are available, or get on, ping them, get on call. So that made the entire process a little bit formal. But yeah,
For the better.
for the better. It's best for the better. Yes.
So you know how it was in our team. We just had the evening scrum to just relax and talk about nonsense. I don't know.
Yeah.
We just spoke about anything. Just so it would be like an informal chat. It was more like a team bonding activity, but also I know a way to just not only be talking about work, because we did not really talk to many other people the whole day. You're just sitting and doing work alone.
Yeah.
So just way to just socialize virtually. I mean that's what we did.
Yeah. And that's a big part of office, right? That you go for like tea breaks and you talk about your day and you discuss mundane life things, which I think we all missed since we went remote. Yeah.
See, it's not that we miss working at office, we miss the other part of office, like meeting friends,
Yeah.
socializing. Yeah.
So I would also just say, because Amita's being modest over here, and she's actually been really, she's my manager, to give context, and she's been really open about telling us that if you are having issues, come talk to me. And I was having a lot of troubles when I was trying to come back home to UAE, and I was having a lot of issues, and she was really great about it. And she's like, you take a day off if you're feeling. There was a day where I was just sad, right, because my flight had got cancelled for like the 5th time, 6th time. I said, Namrata, I can't work today. I am not there. So she's like, yeah, take a day off. And that's what it was. And the next day I was back to normal, and it really helped. So yeah, just wanted random appreciation for that.
Yeah, but actually, so it was like during the pandemic, it was like the break क्यों लेना है? Why do you need a leave? And yeah, so and it was not that it was enforced not to take a leave, but people did not take a leave.
Where will you go? It was like, where will you go? What will you do? Taking a leave.
So I think that is something that we should do even when we are working from home. Take leaves.
Yeah.
Which we don't. I think a lot of us
take
don't.
breaks, not leaves.
So otherwise, it's like you're working, but like I said that, right? It's like you're working, but your brain is on a break. Like happens to me. Like if I've not taken a break, it's like brain decides, okay, today I'm taking a break. I'm like staring at the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened with me, because in the beginning, right? So there was this one, I remember Saket was teaching me how to do support. and that was one of those days where the brain was not working, and I was supposed to type, I am Ryan Warren, the new product manager for Illumine, and I just was typing, and Sakil is like, "Pagal hai kya type kar raha hai?" And I go to the screen and I see, and I am typing, "I am the new Ryan Warren, product manager for Illumine." So yeah.
Still, even if the brain is working, I still don't find time to do my work.
What?
Even
Yeah, that is true. That is a different. That is a different story. That is everyday story.
it is either reviewing or coming up with some ideas because someone is stuck.
Ryan, that was for you. No, but yeah, like, but that's a different story, Dhaval. Not being able to complete your check off things on your to-do list.
Yes.
That's everybody's story.
Yeah. I think that's literally everyone in the company because you assign things more than you can finish. You're like, I'll do everything. It's fine. I'll find time.
Overconfidence,
Yeah.
optimism.
Nothing else.
Yeah, and saying yes to everything. It's like a deadly combination.
Yeah.
I rephrased your poem, Namrata. It's okay
Yeah.
not to be okay. Where I said it's okay if things are not. Sometimes.
If things are not okay. Yeah, I have
Things
a
are
poem.
not done sometimes.
Sometimes things are not done, yeah.
And I think we should give ourselves that leeway. Okay. I said I beat myself up about it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't finish things I was supposed to do. And I think we should.
Do you all? I have a question actually.
Yeah.
It just suddenly popped in my brain. Do you guys feel guilty when you take leave?
Oh, I was thinking about that. Okay. And then I thought that, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And you should not feel guilty.
How do you not, number? There's not a button, no.
But you deserve to give yourself a break, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm saying that, okay? Like, I'm saying it to you, but I know I'll be like, should I, shouldn't I? Oh no, let me just reply to this one thing.
Yeah.
What if somebody gets stuck and then it's like my fault? No, but
Yeah, I mean, once when I was, taking a leave, so the previous day I was helping this client called Tony. Okay. And when I applied for the leave, and I think I was having a headache or something, and I was sleeping, okay, and I couldn't sleep because that Tony guy was on my head, okay, and suddenly I wake up and I tell my roommate that this Tony guy, I need to reply to him once, then I'll do something about it. My friend goes like, "Why, तू Tony की वजह से नहीं सो रहा है यार? Tony कैसे बंदा तेरा type करा?"
no, I know, it's like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have overcome that. Dhaval, have you? Like,
He's been silent.
No, but I actually.
like you went to Goa, did you
I am
reply
a
to
little-
people?
Oh, you have.
No, I did not reply to people. But when I came back, I was a little bit scared. अभी बहुत कुछ बचा है pending है. And I went at the start of the quarter. Okay, when things were supposed to be planned. But हाँ, वो आने के बाद थोड़ा सा ये हो गया था. The piled up work scares me more than the guilt of taking the leave.
Yeah.
No, for me, it's that somebody else is waiting on me or something.
Yeah.
And it's actually, it's worse than just when I'm on a break. It's like even on weekends, if somebody will ping me, I'll reply properly. And I should not be doing that. And then I'm setting the wrong precedent. Like other people are then expected to do the same, and they should know that they are not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Like I know, like Lavanya, she'll ping me like in the night because it's not night there, and I'll reply, and then she'll be like, "Why are you replying at this time?" Right? And I'll be like, "No life." In my head, I'll be like, "I don't have a life," but no, we should not do that.
I have started prefacing my messages with like caps. Do not reply right now. Because I'll be working late and I'll just think her something that I need her to see tomorrow, right? And I'll preface it like, do not see now, see tomorrow. And then I'll send her the rest of the message. Because
but then I'll be like, see now. Yeah, I'll be like, see now. I don't read anything else. It's like, okay. Okay.
Is that a part of your OCD? that
That
those
is,
notifications.
that is. So I don't even turn off my notifications, which I should, right? I mean, I should mute them and I don't. And if I mute them, I'm like going more often to check what if somebody has sent a message.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was going to be my
It's-
next
it's
question,
like,
actually.
yeah,
You guys
therapy.
use
I need
notifications?
therapy.
Do you guys have you guys had experience with therapy before? No.
No.
And that is what people are going to answer on this call? No. Okay, you're expecting too much.
I might be.
But now is when my joke comes in. Okay, now is when my joke comes in. I'll tell you what.
Okay. Yeah.
So my mother, she's like telling me about my sister, and then she's like, she went to a psychiatrist. And I'm like, are you sure she said psychiatrist? Maybe she said therapist. And she's like, no, psychiatrist. And I'm like, okay. Then I asked my sister, what did you tell her? And she's like, I went to a sleep therapist. That is what I told she told her mother. And then, so the thing is that I don't think people even know, like people, of course, my mother's generation, I don't expect her to know much, but it's like not a spoken about subject. Like even if somebody has been to therapy, it's not a bad thing. It's not a wrong thing, right? I mean, you go to a doctor if you're not feeling well. I think you can openly go to a counselor and say that you have been to one. But it's like such a hush-hush subject. Like something is wrong with that person. That person is crazy. And or more so, it's like when it comes to family, they'll be like, why couldn't you come to me? And I'm like, okay, so maybe what if you are the problem, right? But no, I mean, they think it's just about talking to somebody, but it's not. It's like getting help.
Right. It's for like how I have heard it, like people who have been to therapy tell me, it's like my thoughts are all there and it's overwhelming and it's very confusing. The therapist just takes those thoughts and makes them ordered and make sense out of them. So I am not burying myself under that pile of overthinking that I do. Right. But that's true. It is a very hush-hush subject, especially in India, right? And especially older generations do not. It was not a thing. Like even 10 years ago, therapy was not like a thing people talked about at all.
Yeah, not a lot of people talk about it right now also.
Yeah, because
they don't choose it as an option. Sorry?
I was reading about it online actually, and it is more to do with, so for example, when you have say a fever or a cold and a cough, so you're coughing and your nose is running, so those are looked at as symptoms of being sick. Okay, but when you are going through something mentally and you say have an emotional outburst or an anger outburst, so people say कि ये पागल हो गया. So it is not looked at as a symptom of having a problem of being sick, just the way fever is or a cold and cough is that.
Or even that he's like an angry person or he is a lazy person, because sometimes a person might be depressed and cannot get the energy
function.
To do things. Yeah, and he's a lazy person who doesn't work hard, right? I think that culture of you have to train yourself and to like put in 20 hours a day and work hard to get anywhere in life, it's been a culture that gets taught in our society, kind of, right? It's not good.
See, when you see people, okay, this person you can
change,
have a rational conversation with, and then there are certain people you cannot have a rational conversation with, and then especially if they're older, like 60 plus, I'm like, okay, forget it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not about fixing their thought. It's just making sure that the next generation knows how to think right. What?
It's not their fault. They were brought up like that.
No, that's true. But then after you're an adult, it's like you can't really blame your upbringing. Then you have your own thoughts now. There are some people who accept it, some don't. Then it's like, but no, I mean, what I'm saying is that maybe I can't fix them, but what I can do is probably control, say, my child, how he thinks.
Yeah.
And that's what I focus on.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone should do. Also, about this. Right.
About anything with parents, actually, but then especially about this,
About this. And at one point, I'm just like, I can't. For my own mental peace, I have to just deal with the fact that
you have to let go. Sometimes you have to let go, right?
You have to let go. Yeah.
No, but see, the thing is that we casually give each other advice. Okay, we'll be like, oh, you just need a break, you just need to go somewhere, and you need to just relax or something. But I think a therapist will tell you exactly how to cope with whatever you're feeling. It's not like you fix it for now. It's like maybe you get this new perspective or a new approach to living your life, and then you're like, you understand things better, you'll be able to deal with things better, which you can't. I mean, I don't think that people who are not trained can just tell other people that, okay, you just need to do this or that and you'll be okay. I don't think we are. I mean, we just do it. We do it very casually. We'll be like, okay, please, some friend will message me and they'll be like, I'm feeling very depressed. And we're like, oh, we need to meet up and maybe we'll feel better. But it's just, maybe it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's definitely more than that. Like if you read also online, it goes beyond saying stuff like, it is gonna be all right and stuff like that. It is specific. So I was also reading like there are exercises that you can do to get rid of it. One was this this thing that you do, it calms you down, stuff like that, when you on the tips of your fingers and stuff like that. So there are actually things that you can do that make you feel better. So yeah, it's not that you're right about that.
Also, just getting the diagnosis that okay, something is actually not right.
It starts with acknowledging it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you have anxiety, right, and you blame yourself the entire time, oh, I'm overthinking all the time and I am not able to do things and why am I like this, right? But if a therapist will tell you, oh, you have an anxiety disorder, that is the reason everything is like this, it kind of gives you somewhere to focus and build towards managing that, right? Instead of just blaming yourself and being like, why am I like this?
Yeah.
That's very important.
That happens a lot, right? That happens a lot. You're like blaming yourself all the time. Stop overthinking. And
so sometimes that just that diagnosis can help you a lot to be like, this is not me, that I am a bad person. This is a problem that I have that I am going to manage now, and that's what it is.
Somehow, I agree with Ryan. It always comes down to
food.
Yeah, food. Having food is therapy.
And it could be for all we know, right? Because the stomach is your second. It's like how they say gut feeling. It's like if your stomach is happy, you are happy. So it might work. So by the way, I have a friend who's a therapist. Like not a certified, but it's a counselor. So I don't know if you're called a therapist if you have like a certification, but she's a counselor. Rachel is like does counseling.
Oh, okay.
So she used to work at WisdmLabs, by the way.
Oh, okay. Food is one of the ways we cope. I know. Like a lot.
Travel is a way to cope. Actually,
but you
know
can't
what?
travel. Right.
That is the problem. It's not just about traveling. It is also about sunshine. Like vitamin D helps you feel better. And good sleep. Now, what used to happen is I used to not sleep. I used to sleep very late. And then that just makes your mood worse. Like the next day you're like tired and feeling moody.
Totally agreed, yes.
Yeah.
Good sleep.
Definitely
matters.
I still have that issue because you're not doing anything else. So you're sitting and binging Netflix, and once you start, it's very hard to stop. So like at 2 or 3 in the night, I'm watching some random Netflix show, and then I'm getting up in the morning. So how did you guys like fix on it? This is the time I sleep. Do you do that?
Not happening. Impossible.
Not happening to me either. Like, no. One advice that you would give to someone who might be feeling a little low, is not doing that great during this whole pandemic thing, what would you say to them?
Who's going first?
It will come back to the same thing.
Food. Will it be about food?
Yes. But yeah, I will try to structure it. But yes. Good food. Enough sleep. And talk to friends. One more, but
okay, go ahead.
It's okay.
What?
Good food and happy stomach is basically healthy
I
stomach.
thought you want to say something else, Dhaval. We like, this is PG rated.
No.
Namrata.
Oh, I think knowing that it's okay, that you're not okay.
My lines, no.
That's my line, right? Okay. It's okay not to be okay. And I think you have to forgive yourself. This is what I just read. This was my friend or somebody wrote this, and I read it, and I was like, yes, you have to learn to forgive yourself.
There's no advice here because I'm not some kind of pro at it. But very honestly speaking, my sister does go through real mental health issues, and I do help her. So that involves me reading a lot, on what is going on and how I can help. So one advice would be like what Namrata said. It's okay. Obviously, you have to believe that it's okay. It's not just you who's thinking like that. That is one thing. And the other thing is, I feel everyone should probably identify, one person in life that they can share such stuff with, who understand, how exactly that person thinks, and maybe communicate. I think communication is the key to all of this. So if you have that one person in your life, you can say stuff to. Like for example, for me, it's my father. So that is something really nice that people can do if they are going to start.
That's really nice, you guys.
Yeah. Yes, a baby alien has come into my room. Hello, ikade. Yeah. Like unruly behavior that I have to deal with. And unruly hair. That too is there on me.
Story of everyone's life.
Yeah, ikade. Hello, tari man, ikade, please. Hello, man. He's come to sleep now. So he has like the good life, right? So he sleeps in the afternoon. Oh, God. Like such a useless person. It's like...
Hello.
Hi.
Don't. Hi, Kar. Hi. Oh, he can't hear you all because I'm on
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, I think with that cute guest appearance, we can switch off.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for doing this. And yeah, it was nice.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys about all of this. And yeah, see you guys.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Lavanya.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you, guys.
Bye.